Hi guys, I'm Ben PZ on FanTeam, and I'm going to be giving a brief strategy guide on the pursuit games on FanTeam. Tonight we've got Spurs versus Southampton, which is a nice one to go through. In pursuit, the biggest thing to pay attention to is the minus and plus points for the players starting the game. So in this case, Son, for example, is minus 1.44, meaning that to pick him, you start on minus 1.44 points. On the other end of the scale, we've got Diallo, who's plus 0.88, so meaning you get almost a point head start for starting with a player like Diallo. So, next, before we start building a team, we want to think about what score we are going for, because that is the main way to get an edge on your opponents, is to think of a scoreline and build a team and try and nail it. Try and maximize the points you can get with that scoreline in mind. So what I like to do is I like to go onto an exchange, and we have Tottenham versus Southampton. Tottenham are the favourites, and then I like to look at the likelihood of scorelines. Here we've got 0-0, so 15.55 is not that low likelihood of a 0-0, not that high. It's somewhere in between. I mean, it's going to be fairly open, but not crazy, going by the odds. But anyway, I'll go into that at a later date. In this case, I'm going to pick this scoreline here, 1-0 Tottenham. Fairly high chance of that happening, and it's a nice example to give you guys. So I'm going to start building my team with that in mind, and then I'll go through afterwards why I've picked those players. So firstly, go with Lloris, Tanganga and Rodon, and then Son and Bale. Right, so I'll start with these two, Son and Bale. Quite simply, I think those two are going to be the two that are involved in the goal, either assist or scoring. I'll need to decide which one at a later date. But first I'll say why I've chosen these two in defence. Now you might think, why hasn't he gone with Reguilon and Aurier, much more likely to be involved in a goal? Well, in this instance, when I'm just going for a 1-0, I'm just thinking about two players that are going to be involved in the goal, and the defenders won't be in this case. So that's why I've gone with the two cheapest defenders, because if that scoreline plays out and these two are involved with the goal, I'm going to get a better score than had I picked Aurier and Reguilon. So that is a way basically to get a big edge over your opponents, because what a lot of people do is pick the best players without much thought to the points. I've gone for the goalkeeper because goalkeepers get a clean sheet, same as defenders, but they get 0.5 for every save, and that is significant, because next I'll talk about captains and vice captains. So then I need to decide who's going to be my captain, and this plays a huge part in whether you win or don't win. So in this case, in this 1-0 scenario, I'll go through the possible points that they can get. So here we have the scoring. These Son and Bale are midfielders. So if a midfielder scores a goal, he gets 5 points. And if a midfielder assists a goal, he gets 3 points. So in this case, I've got to decide who I think will score the goal, because 5 points plus clean sheet bonus plus a possible 90-minute bonus means win bonus 1 point, means he's very, very likely to be the highest scorer out of my team. The only way he can be is if Lloris made a load of saves. So in this instance, I'm going to go for Gareth Bale as my captain. Next, I've got to choose a vice captain. Now, this is also a tough choice because with all that points, assist, playing midfield, etc., Son can get a maximum of 8 points. With Kane being out, I expect very highly likely he's going to play 90 minutes. So I've got 8 points in mind here. Lloris would get 7 points and then 0.5 for every save. So if he makes 2 saves, he'll get 8 points too. But also worth considering is he's over a point cheaper. So he doesn't actually have to make any saves to be worth more than Son with just 1 assist to his name. So I'm going to go for Lloris as my vice captain. Now, there's various scenarios that can happen and various reasons why you might want to say pick Son. They might score 2 goals. It gives you more wiggle room. Lloris can get a yellow card. There's all the kind of things to play. But in this scenario, I often think going the goalkeeper as your vice captain is a safe and normally optimal choice. So I'm going to leave it at that for that version. Thank you very much. This is Ben PZ with Strategy on Pursuit on FanTeam.